will be the platform for our village vignette for Christmas in July. This is actually part of my 2024 village, but I have cut part of it up to use for bases and risers and other things. But the holes are already pre-cut, and these are your channels for your wires so that your platform still sits level. Without these, it will not be level because your wires will be in the way. So you do have to cut channels, just being careful not to cut to the other side of your styrofoam. And this, if you remember, it was gray, and I've just gone ahead and painted it white. It's not quite as important because this is just going to be up for a month. And this scene is going to be an industrial type area. So we're not going to have a lot of shoppers because this is where all the stuff gets made, and then it's going to get shipped to the actual shopping district. All right. So our first one here, and I'm going to run it through, which you can't see because I moved. I'm going to run it through this hole right here. Just check that there's a light. Yeah, there's a light. Okay. Before I get it all settled, and then there's no light. Okay. Very cool. So that sort of sit, you know, at an angle. It's fine. And then the cords, there's a little bit of space behind my buffet here, and so they're just all going to drop down, and I will plug in power strip and plug them all into that. Okay, this is the Great Denton Mill. They've decorated for Christmas, although technically decorations didn't really take off until the Victorian era, and most of these buildings that I get are set in the Victorian era, so we do have to fudge it a little bit. But we do our best. And this one also just has the hole in the back. This one is going to be the last one. It's going to cover 2 holes, so it's okay. This one is, what's it called? Cartwright Coach Builders, and this is the limited edition, and it was limited to, if I remember correctly, 8,000, which sounds like a lot, but when you consider the other ones, how many were made, that's not really that many. Now this one has the hole on the bottom, and it does have the channel for your cord. This one will sit right here. I have covered all of the holes. This little accessory that goes with it is just, would be a model of what they make. For that hole, I am thinking, I have this little accessory, which is so cute. It is a wagon wheel with a cardinal. And check that out. Right there. So great way to hide things, little mistakes, changes that you decide to make. Very easy. Before we really start putting everything else, I do have this mountain that I made. I made it last year by gluing some scraps of styrofoam, plastered over it, and painted it. I didn't want to get rid of it. I might need something to put there. We'll see. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, there we go. There, again, just using things to my advantage. I am using this back piece here to hold that mountain up. So I really like this. And I may make a whole mountain range for all the back of this. We'll see. Because I just really like this, how this is turning out. I brought a few trees. Again, this is not going to have as many trees as other areas because this is the industrial area. And so trees have been cleared for buildings. There's not a lot going on here, but I do love, which you might see this one a lot more in Halloween villages, but I love my little craggy tree. And I think my craggy tree may just live right there, which you can't see because I didn't turn it yet. So it's right there. I think that's where that might live. I did bring some fences, but I don't know. I don't think I'm going to put fences. Maybe. Let's open some and find out. There's certain ways I like to do things. I like to put the really big stuff like the mountains or the bigger trees. I like to put the fences down first. Because trees you can move pretty easy. So these are that I'm going to use are Limax. They're the colonial stone wall. And it's a set of 10. And they look like this. So let's just see if we can, just kind of put tree hoop there. You can sneak that in. And then we have our curvy pieces, which is great. And we do also have these kind of small connectors. Oops, there we go. A little bit more. That's good. Maybe it just does that. That's also nice, right? You don't have to use every piece that comes, you know? Maybe it's just around the Glendon Cocoa Works. I do have another box. That's the problem with these is there's not a lot that comes, in here. And so, or maybe it's around, maybe you get to see my brain work. There we go. Maybe it's just around here. Got to open the other box. I could use probably 2 more boxes of these easy and still need more. I do make my own fences, but if I'm going for continuity, I want them to be the same. So yeah, so maybe, whoops, that's styrofoam. Need that. That go away. That's problem with styrofoam. It sticks to everything. There we go. Maybe, something like that. Okay. Again, just because you have something does not mean you have to use it. So maybe this tree, oh, there's not enough space for that, is there? Maybe the old craggy tree lives there. All right, let's put in a few trees. Again, this is an industrial area. There's not going to be too many trees. We want a couple, right? A few. These are all Limax trees. I don't remember what this tree is called, but if you look it up, you'll find it. I probably later will paint the base and I will put that back because my village is a snow village. These are actually bendable. So I'm going to just sort of, bend them out a tiny bit. Ooh, makes a mess though. But I'm going to paint that because the brown with the white bothers my eye. All right. Let's see, maybe, no, I've got a different idea. Maybe, yes, one back here. I've put one tree right there. Put that fence up. Okay, one of these trees. Again, I will paint this base. You don't have to. It's very skinny. Okay. How about that? All right. I have two more of these trees. Again, this is not someplace that has a lot of trees. This is our industrial area. Oops. So for those of you going, there's not enough trees. Well, there's not supposed to be. No, one needs to be over there, actually. I can't have all one sort of tree in the same area. I don't want to put it here on the end because that's too sort of matchy. But if I put it here, they can't get up the stairs. So maybe that tree sort of lives right there. Maybe we don't need this many trees. Who knows? Okay, on to the Glendon Cocoa Works side. Okay. Fix this branch a little bit. Okay. And I am going to come back and I'm going to paint these and I'll put them back. This is bringing fleece to the mill. It's actually two parts, but the other has sheep. And since we're just doing the sort of more industrialized area, we're going to leave the sheep part out. One of my favorites, even though the coal won't be in my regular village this year, this guy will be. And look, here he is. Whoops. Oh no. There. This is our cool guy. He's just filled up. He's leaving. This one is also a two-piece, but we're just going to, who knows, maybe we'll put our other cool guy. Maybe he's off, to go do something else. There actually are these tiny little buckets that you can put on the back. Let me just put these on the back. Because he needs something to put the coal into people's houses, right? He's leaving. He's on the way. I don't know where he's going. Probably to the estate. And we do have this guy, the boy, has corn. There's corn on there. Maybe he's right here in this corner. He's getting stuff ready. And then we also have this guy. This is a very busy guy. I don't really know. I mean, I'm sure there's a Glendon Cocoa Works companion because each piece has a companion piece. like these two. But since, I mean, this could be anything, so we're going to put him with the Blended Cocoa Works. So he's maybe bringing some supplies for the cocoa factory. So we're going to not use this guy. It's called Taking Grain to the Mill. We're going to use that one instead, just for lack of space. I am going to put Mr. and Mrs. Oakwood. That's what I call them. The actual name of this is An Elegant Evening Out. And they are coming to look. Here, we'll open the gate for them, maybe. Or maybe the gate swings inward. Aha, there we go. That's probably a little bit better. Who knows? They are coming. Pick out a new coach. Well, that's about it. And I'll take you in for a closer look.